quotes this verse so many places. And Krishna Das Kaviraj was repeatedly, chapter after chapter. That's why we should sing the song. And this is the prescription of Srila Prabhupada also, along with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We could add, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself used to sing this, Hariharayana as well. So that's why this is authorized song of Srila Prabhupada. We'll quickly do it. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Hariharaya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namaha Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita Sri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita Sri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Now pay attention closely. Try to understand this word from 5th verse onwards. Every verse in this is very crucial. Ichai Gosai Koi Charana Bandhan Jaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishta Puran. First benefit. Why we should to submit? By only way we can actually kick out Anandas is by first submitting to Rupa Goswami. Before Prabhupada coming here, what was he doing? He submitted to Panchatattva. After that, he was submitting to Srila Rupa Goswami, intensely crying and praying and submitting, sitting in Radha Damodar Mandir. So that's what we have to do every day. If you want bhakti, we have to submit. We have to pray. If you want to do any service, first we have to pray. Guru Srila Prabhupada and Rupa Goswami is the leader of our Acharya Sangha, Acharya Gana. So that's why Echai Gosai Koi Charana Bandham Jaha Hoite Vignanas Abhishta Puran. Echai Gosai Jar Muhitare Das Ta Savara Padarenu Mora Panchagras. We have to take their shelter. Muhitare Das. Further. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vas Janama Janama Hoi Abhilas. That means those devotees, those who are under 6 Goswamis, those who are following these 6 Goswamis, we have to take shelter of them and serve them. Tandera Charana Sevi, these followers of those, not those who are not following, we don't want to take their shelter. But those who are following 6 Goswamis, to Prabhupada, we should take their shelter and serve them. Janama Janama Yei Abhilash. This is Narottam Das Thakur. He is one of the acharyas. Ichai Gosai Java Praja Koile Vas. And why should I submit? Why I don't need to? This is not the only reason. Why we have to submit to Sri Chaitanya Rupa Goswami? Because he is the only one who has understood what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going through. He has delivered. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Krishna Prema. Then who has the Prema? Do we all have Prema to distribute to others? We ourselves are searching. Then who has the Prema? Who can give us? Rupa Goswami is carrying the Prema. That's why it is mentioned here. Echai Gosai Jabe Braja Koilavas. If somebody wants to sit in Braj, carry the Braj consciousness, then they must submit to those who have that consciousness. Who has that? 6 Goswami, as Rupa Goswami. Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Karila Praklas. Are we seeing Radha Krishna Leela every day? In Vrindavan it's happening. In Mayapur it's happening. In Jagannathpur it's happening. Are we seeing it? When we go, we are not seeing it. Then who is seeing it? Nitya Leela Pravishta. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but under the guidance of Rupa Goswami. So that's why we have to submit like this. Ichai Gosai Jabe Praja Koila Vas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Karila Prakas. Otherwise it won't be revealed. There is no possibility to be revealing the Radha Krishna Leela. Ananda Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayama Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Vadma Koriyas Nam Sankirtana Kohe Narottama Das. Nam Sankirtan is the key, but it has to be under the guidance. Under the guidance. That's why we chant in the mornings before picking up the beads. What do we do? Samsara Dava, do we chant, submitting to Guru and Prabhupada, and then we chant Cheto Darpana Vajam, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without submitting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nothing we are going to get. So then we also do the beads are like the toenails of the lotus feet of the Lord. We feel that these are massaging the lotus feet. and we chant Rupa Goswami's Ashtaka, one of the verse, where it clearly tells that these are the lotus feet of the Lord. We are touching the beads means that is Rupa Goswami's words, Namastaka, by written by Rupa Goswami. So that's how we have to submit. And then we pick up the beads after reading 10 offenses of the chanting the holy name. So that way we can actually understand. And let's look at the translation very quickly. Hari, obeisance to Lord Hari, unto Krishna, unto Yadava, obeisance to Lord of the Yadus, Madhava and Kejava, Gopal, Govindaram, O Vanquisher of Madhu, Giridhari, Lord of the Gopis, Bewilder of Cupid, Sri Chaitanya, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Sita, Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. Is submitting to one after another, going in a sequence. All glories to Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So when we go to temple, after obeisance to Guru and Prabhupada, as soon as we enter in front of Prabhupada, we ask for forgiveness. These things, don't forget it. Even if you are not in the temple, at home also, please try to do that every day. And then you have to ask also after obeisance to Anchakalpadara place also. Even though no Vaishnava is there, still we should offer Vaishnava, Anantakoda Vaishnava. Then when you go in front of the altar, who are we seeing? First you see the deities. Now first see who is there at the feet of the Lord. Who is there at the feet? First altar, Gaurnath, who is there? Panchatattva is there. Obviously you submit Panchatattva, but then who is there on the second altar in the middle? So Prabhupada and Acharya Parampara. So we should submit to them. Look at them. Don't try to always look at Radha Krishna. First start from Acharya. Acharya, then you get Radha Krishna. Without Acharya, you will not get anything. So first, that's why we have to look at the Acharya Parampara. Take their shelter. Then you go to Lord Jagannath altar. Who are we seeing? Not directly Lord Jagannath. First look at 6 Goswamis. Why did Prabhupada put that? Any other Sampradaya you will not find so much like that. Because without submitting to Acharya Gan, like what Narottam Das Thakur saying, we can't get it. We can't get anything. We can't attain bhakti. The last 3 characters today we are studying. First character is Sudurlava, very rare. Why it is rare? Even after having attachment, performing bhakti, still it is rare. Because if it is not done under the guidance, without having 1 point attention, we can't get it. Krishna is not going to give his bhakti, prema for him. It's not easy. It is not possible. Forget about easy. It is not possible. So that's why it is clearly is mentioned these 6 Goswamis names. Then I bow to the feet of these 6 Goswamis by their grace. By their grace, our obstacles can be destroyed and all desires are fulfilled. I am the servant of these 6 Goswamis. The dust of their lotus feet is my 5-fold subsistence. To be servant of their lotus feet and to reside in the company of devotees, this is my aspiration, birth after birth. So that's why we have to, in the association of devotees, we should hear, we should read, we should chant, we should dance, we should feast. All those are in the association always. And these 6 Goswamis lived in Braja. They revealed the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. When they were there, they were revealed to everyone, those who are following their guidance. In ecstasy, sing the names of Lord Hari and worship Vrindavan, joyfully fixing your mind upon the lotus feet of the bona fide spiritual master. The lotus feet of my Guru and Vaishnavas are my aspiration. Narottam Das Thakur Das sings Harinam Sankirtan. Now let's look at the. So these are the 6 characters. Before that, Rupa Goswami path is explained. Let's look at first. We should offer our prayers to Rupa Goswami path. How this the actual incident has happened. Where did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed personally to Rupa Goswami at the Saswami of the God? So that we should understand. Then we'll look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been instructing Rupa Goswami. First, let's look at the Paribhasha Sutra of Nectar Devotion. So one verse which gives the summary of the whole essence of Nectar Devotion, which is Anya Abhilash. Everybody should remember this verse and know this verse in and out. 1.1.11 in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu book. Anya Abhilashita Sunyam Gnana Karma Dhanavratam Anukulyana Krishnanusiranam Bhakti Ruttam. That is the verse one should know. If you want to read Nectar Devotion, you should read that verse. You should buy that verse. You should recite that verse every day. So that means pure devotion service, without karma, without gnana, without yoga, without mixture of anything. Only pure, only to satisfy and please Guru and Krishna. That is what Uttama Bhakti means. At the sadhana stage, it's fine. We may be praying when we are in danger, when we have difficulty, when we have another, when we are stuck. We may be praying, which is fine. We are asking the Lord to remove certain things, which is fine. Still in sadhaka stage, that is still considered as a pure devotion service. Not for asking for material benefits, but we want to do only pure. But somehow or other, we have a fear, we are stuck with something. We want to pray to the Lord and Guru to remove that. That is still fine. So that's why Anya Abhilashita ta is used for practitioner stage also. But pure devotee, Prahlad Maharaj and all, they don't even ask for that, even at the danger. Ambarish Maharaj, they never ask even at the time of danger, because they know that Krishna is, they have 100% surrender, but we are not 100% surrendered. So that's why we may have fear when we are in danger, which is fine still. So that is the first verse. So it has 4 sections in this particular Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The Prabhupada explains in the introduction as well. Ocean water, Prabhupada explains as. And then those who are devotees, who are relishing Krishna Bhakti, they enter into the deep into the ocean. They don't get caught up by the small fish. They don't evaporate like the river water merges and gets evaporated. But they go deep into the ocean, so neither they get eaten by small fish or other things, or get evaporated. So that's why we have to go deep in. Means we have to become antarmukhi bhakta, not bahirmukhi bhakta. Not trying to find faults, all those things we should try to avoid and go inside. What is there in our heart, and what we should develop our rasa relationship with Krishna and through Acharya. That is the prominent. So anyway, 4 sections are there: Eastern, Southern, Western, Northern. We know the 4 directions. These are 4 directions of the ocean, you can say. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you look at it as like ocean. Within ocean, there are 4 directions. So like that, also same. The Eastern division has 4 waves. Each of these sections has waves. Like within ocean, there are 4 divisions. And then within that division, there are waves. So we are looking at Eastern division has 4 waves. And that means it has prema, which has first defining the bhakti itself in general characteristics, which we define, Anya Sunya. Then it defines what is the first aspect, which is sadhana bhakti, means practice, because we are not in spontaneous devotion. The second aspect is bhava bhakti, that means devotion service in practice, devotion service in ecstasy, and devotion service in pure love of God. In other words, sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and then prema bhakti. Those are three sections, and the first section, samanya, general characteristics. Within that general characteristics, these 6 divisions are there. Pure devotion, characteristics of pure devotion service. It's under that samanya bhakti. In this way, there are 4 divisions or 4 waves within eastern section. That is the first part. And the second part is southern section, which has 5 waves, which explains basically bhava bhakti rasas. There are many rasas, but primarily categorized as 5 rasas, which has we can say as vibhava, anubhava, sattvic bhava, and vivichari bhava and sthayi bhava. Even there are many 8 bhavas are there, but primarily the 5 vibhavas. That means ecstatic symptoms. We are not there. We will just learn the words. That's about it. We will not go deep, because this is when we are not there. We don't want to dwell into too much, because then we can't understand. We'll try to become artificially try to practice it, which is not a good thing to do. We'll just know the section. That's all. And the third section is Western section, which describes the actual rasas of bhakti. In Bhagavad Gita, also in the introduction, Prabhupada explains 5 primary rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, which means neutrality, master servant, parent child, friendship, paternity, friendship, fraternity. Then you have parent child, then Vatsal ras, then Madhur ras, which is conjugal ras. In the 5 primary rasa, that is the Western section. And then you have Northern section, the last one, which explains the 5 rasas are called primary rasa or mukhya ras. Just like the names are also Nam Akar Bodha Nija Sarpasik, the Trat Pita Nimita Smaranena Kala Etadrasi Tava Krupa Bhagavan Mama. So a lot of names are there, but out of that there are primary names. We should be using Yashodanandam, Devaki Nandam, Brajendra Nandam, Shamasundar Krishna. So these are the primary Mukhya. We don't say Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma. These are secondary. Lord is not attracted by these names. So that's the same way. The rasas also, these are the 5 primary rasas, important rasas. But then the fourth category, 4th section, or northern northern section of the ocean is secondary rasas. There are 7 of them, and then additionally 2 are there. The 7 secondary are Gauna rasa. Secondary means Sanskrit. The first starts with Hasya rasa, comedy. Adbhuta means wonder, like Lord Krishna shown it to Arjuna on the 11th chapter, universal form, wonder. Initially, it started with wonder, then it became Bhayanaka Bibhatsa, and he started crying and shivering. Then he asked, oh, no, I can't see this form anymore. So 400, 200, like that. So that's like a wonder. Initially, started with wonder. That is Adbhut Ras. Then Veera Ras, when he fights, he shows Veera Ras, his power, valor. Karuna Ras, mercy, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he's Karuna Sandhu. Is Adbhuta Karunya, Adbhuta Vadanya, Adbhuta Padatya. 3 things, all 3 Lord Krishna is showing as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, most merciful. So that is Karuna Ras. And then Raudra Ras, Raudra anger. And then Bhayanaka, when he is fighting, sometimes very ghastly. Even Arjuna was seeing that universal form. Then Bibhatsa, even more. Bhayanaka is fearful. Then Bibhatsa means it's completely ghastly. Blood is coming out, the bodies are coming out from the mouth of the Lord in that universal form. And then the last, these are the 7 secondary rasas, Gauna rasas, it is called. And then addition to that, there are 2 mix of rasas, which is called Maitri, Vairi, Sthiti rasa. Maitri means friendship, but there is enmity also, Vairi. Between these rasas, there is a mix and match combinations of these rasas. That is the 8th one. And then the 9th one, Rasavas. When it is distorted rasa with some distortion, then it becomes Rasavas. Sometimes that is also there. So that is why there are 9 rasa. These are all coming under second category in that Gauna rasa. So total 5 primary and then 9 secondary rasas. Now, to understand now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where he instructed, we should know. Then we'll come to the actual, the 6 aspects of it. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is explained. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to sit in Jagannath Puri Dham. Ei matta Mahaprabhu vaise nilachale rajani divase Krishna virahe vihvale. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while residing in Jagannath Puri, Nilachal Dham, he was continuously overwhelmed night and day by separation from Krishna. At that time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as later on when he went to travel, when he met at Dasaswamedh Ghat, Varanasi, or Prayag, where he met Vallabhacharya, Vallabh Bhatta, and Rupa Goswami, and Anupam. Then there, on the banks of the river, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing. Para punya gira bhakti rasa sindhu, kumaye chapite tara kahi ek bindu. Oh, Sri Rupa Goswami, the ocean of transcendental mellows of devotion service is so big that no one can estimate its length or breadth. However, just to help you taste it, describing but one drop. Somebody is unmuted. If you can mute, that will be help. Please mute your lines, please. Then he's explaining. Preranaya pravartito aham varakarupopi tasya hare padakamalam vande chaitanya devasya. Although I am the lowest of men, have no knowledge, the inspiration to write transcendental literature about devotion service has been mercifully bestowed upon me. Therefore, I am offering my obeisance to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the personality of Godhead, who has given me a chance to write these books. Rupa Goswami is submitting. Then it is explained by, because Rupa Goswami, when they met, what were they doing? They were nirantara, unendingly, ceaselessly, they are chanting the holy names of the Lord. Let me mute the line. I think someone is unmuted. Yeah, so they are chanting. The Vallabhacharya was awestruck. Who are these? They are saying they are the lowest. They don't even touch me. That's how Rupa Goswami used to say. Then they saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, they are not. They are lowest. They don't touch. They are outcasts. But then Vallabhacharya said, no, this is not possible, because they are always chanting. Nirantara Namaloilo, hearing the holy name constantly vibrate with his 2 brothers, Vallabha Bhattacharya, could understand the hints of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not ordinary people. Then he has explained, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained. Loka Vida Baye Prabhu Dasaswamedha Yana Rupa Gosanira Siksha Kare Na Sikti Sancharya. Due to the great crowds in Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to a place called Dashaswamedh Ghat. It was there that the Lord instructed Rupa Goswami and empowered him in the philosophy of devotion service. So what did he explain? There are three things he explained: Krishna Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Bhakti Tattva. These three things as explained. That's why he has written as per Bhakti Tattva, devotion service in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Then he has written Vidagdha Madhava, Lalita Madhava, so Logu Bhagavatamrita, and many other books to describe more of a Rasa Tattva, much more deeper, and Krishna Tattva later on. But Bhakti Tattva, specifically one aspect of what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed. This is the 19th chapter, 115 verse. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Rasa Tattva, Pramta, Sabha, Sikaila, Prabhu, Bhagavata, Siddhanta. This is the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, by the way. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Srila Rupa Goswami the ultimate limit of the truth about Lord Krishna, the truth about devotion service, the truth about transcendental mellows, culminating in conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. Finally, he told Rupa Goswami about the ultimate conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. And, so in this way, we can understand. Then the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that I have actually empowered Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami and directly entered into the heart. He explains, Ramananda Pase Yata Siddhanta Sunila Rupa Krupa Karitahe Sabha Sancharila. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Rupa Goswami all the conclusions he has heard from Ramananda Roy, and they duly empowered him so that he could understand them. So that's why we may try, but without prayers to acharyas, without getting the guidance from spiritual master, and there is no way we can progress. No way we can actually preach. No way we can transform ourselves, nor we can transform others. Neither we are inspired, nor we can inspire others. However, we may try. It is not possible. Krishna Shakti Nahe Vina Tare Pravartan. It is not possible. Without that empowerment, even Rupa Goswami has to be empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's what we can see. So same thing for us also we can do. That's we can't attain, we can't actually attack Krishna unless we are empowered by someone who has that power, capacity. Sri Rupa Hridaya Prabhu Shakti Sancharila Sarva Tattva Nirupane Praveena Karila. By entering the heart of Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu empowered him to ascertain properly the conclusions of all the truths. He made him an experienced devotee whose decisions correctly agreed with the verdict of disciplic successions. Thus, Srila Rupa Goswami personally empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yehi matta dasya dine prayage rahiya Sri Rupa Siksha Dila Shakti Sancharya. For 10 days, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed at Prayag and instructed Rupa Goswami, empowering him with the necessary potency. And Prabhupada quotes that verse, as I mentioned, Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tare Pravartan. So that's why he has, so Prabhupada was empowered by his guru. Now we have to also be empowered by our spiritual masters and take his guidance before actually we can do something. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling now about this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Why did it is called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu? He is explaining. Prabhu kahe suno rupa Bhakti rasera lakshana sutra rupa kahi vistar nayaya varnana. I am only giving a codes very in a short form. I cannot explain. I can only give a one drop. The ocean is so huge. That's why it is called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. One drop of that ocean I am going to give. And you have to take that drop and inundate the whole world. That's what is telling Rupa Goswami. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Rupa, please listen to me. It is not possible to describe devotion service completely. Therefore, I am just trying to give you a synopsis of the symptoms of devotion service. So this verse is, you can tie it to the Bhagavad Gita verse in the 7th chapter. Sutre Manigana Iva, like that. We have to become like that. Garland of devotees, garland of acharyas, garland of Sampradaya Siddhanta. So, Acharya Nishta, all these things we have to wear, we have to develop that attachment, deep attachment. Then only actually we can practice something of devotion. Otherwise, it's not possible. Praptera, Parapara Suniya, this I mentioned. So, then now is going deeper into the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going deeper and explaining. And is explaining to Vallabhacharya especially. Whom did he explain what? First of all, he's telling what did he learn from Advaita Acharya. Then he's telling what did he learn from Ramananda Raya. Then he's telling what did he learn from Sarup Damodar. Then he's telling what he learned from Sarvam Bhattacharya. He's showing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never said that I learned myself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing that when he's talking to Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya was very proud. So that's why we have to be very careful. So every time we have to submit before we do anything, before reading, before doing service, before chanting, always without submission, not jumping. Before taking prasadam also, we get very much attached as soon as we see paneer, pasta, whatnot. But we have to pray. We have to pray. Without that, then we enjoy our senses. But Prabhupada never tasted prasadam like that. When he sits, he is always meditating how Krishna tasted with his lips. That means our tongue has to chant Hare Krishna while taking prasad. That is the way to take prasad. That we have to cultivate. That's why Rupa Goswami throughout the book, one point is mentioned, one word, Anusilanam. It is not Anukarana, Anusilanam. Anu means following, Anu means continuously, constantly. Whether it's chanting, whether it's hearing, whether it's remembering, whether it's service, everything has to be Anusilanam, follow, under the guidance. So that's why it is very, very important point. If you want to understand nectar devotion, we have to have Anusilan. If you don't have Anusilan, there is no way we are going to understand nectar devotion at all. No, we can't develop any devotion. Forget about nectar. So that is the actual cause. Now we'll come to the 6 characteristics. There are 6 characteristics in Prabhupada's book. Is little sequence is changed, but either way, it doesn't matter. So the 6 characteristics of pure devotion service is, first one is Kleshagni, first and foremost, because what is the problem statement? As Prabhupada explains, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Adi Leela, I think in the 7th chapter, 34th verse or so. Etavat janma safalyam dehinam iha dehishu. If one is having a human being, one is a human being, one has a human body, then etavat janma safalyam, he has to actually purify his life. He has to perfect his life by dehinam iha dehishu. He has got this, he has entered, embodied in this human body. Then he should do that. He should use pranayar abdayar diya vacha. Pranayar abdayar diya vacha. He has to use through his life force, diya, his intelligence, mind, vacha, his words, in the service of the Lord, in the service of the Lord, and giving it to the others. Not only him is getting inspired and he's practicing, but he's also giving it to the others. So that's why it's very important that we do that. That is the first, when we are conditioned, but we have to utilize this human body to actually practice devotion service and give it to others. That's why we are following nectar devotion, to practice those aspects. So that's the problem statement is Kleshagni. The difficulties, the papa, the sinful activities are there. So by practicing pure devotion service, then first aspect is will come out of the sinful activities, Kleshagni. It has a potency, it has 100% potency to remove all the sinful activities, all the way, which is prarabdha, kotam, bijam, all this. That is the first characteristic. Then next characteristic is very auspicious. Subhada means very auspicious, very, very auspicious. Not a karma kanda, not a jnana kanda, not a yoga kanda, but it is a supremely auspicious, we should say, because these days everybody is saying everything is auspicious. Then how do you know what bhakti does? That's why we have to say supremely auspicious, so that people understand. So the grade of bhakti versus against all odds. So that is the second characteristic. Then the third characteristic is Sudurlava. No, before that is Moksha Lagutakrit. So even liberation is rejected. We are not interested in liberation. Even liberation is a byproduct. We are not so much interested. Again, when we're talking about bhakti, pure devotion service, even liberation is rejected. We are not even interested in liberation, because that is Chaturveda Purushartha. This is called Pancham Purushartha. It is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained Purushartha Siromani. Purushartha Siromani. This is the crest jewel of Purushartha, is Krishna Prema. So that's why we are not interested in anything else. So as Bilamangal Thakur gives the characteristics in his Krishna Karnamrita, it's a book. Bhakti Stiratara Tvai Bhagavan Syat Daivena Palati Divya Kishora Mukti Mukti Muglitanjali Sevate Asma Dharmartha Kama Moksha Samaya Pratiksha. When one engages in fixed up devotional service, the Bhakti Stira means fixed up with great nishta, with great transcendental faith. Bhakti Stiratara Tvai Bhagavan Syat. To which kind of personality? Not Dwaraka Krishna, Mathura Krishna, but Shyamasundar Krishna. There is using. Bhakti Stiratara, Bhagavan Syad, Daivena Falate Divya Kishore Murti. Who is Divya Kishore Murti? Shyamasundar Krishna, Vijayendra Nandan Krishna, Yashoda Anandan Krishna, that personality. Then actually, Dharmartha Kama Moksha Samaya Pradiksha. Muktir Muklidanjali Sevate Asman. They become subservient to you because Krishna himself is running behind the pure devotee, as in Srimad Bhagavatam, he is speaking to Uddhava himself that why you think that I am being glorified? Why everybody is attracted to me? Why everybody is glorifying me? It is not my glory. Actually, it is my pure devotee's glory. Their glory I am taking. Everybody is glorifying me because all the glorification of my pure devotees I am carrying because I am running behind them. Nirapeksham munim chantam nirvairam sarva bhuteshu puyayet angri renubhi. So I am running behind them. I am taking their dust. I am purifying myself, running behind because they are free from all kinds of unwanted things. Not in karma, not jnana, not yoga, not interested in anything. Their interest is only how to please me. Like Ambrish Maharaj, Narad Muni, so all our great acharyas, especially the pure devotee, Nitya Siddha Bhakta. So they have intense greed. So that's a moksha labhutakrit. It is beyond liberation. We are not interested in liberation. So we are interested only in serving always, constantly trying to serve. So that is our natural problem. Anusilana. Rupa Goswami is never looking for what can I get, what can I get. No, what can I give? So Prabhupada always said, what can I give? I am ready to give. Is not ready to take. So what I'm going to get is not looking for. So we should be also always looking for what I can give to the temple, what I can give to the other devotee. What can I give? What can I do? That should be the eagerness. When that eagerness is not there, nectar devotion you cannot understand. Prabhupada named Krishna consciousness. Why did he name? It is based on the book of nectar devotion. What verse is that? Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam api yadi labhyate tatra lolyam ekala mulyam. When you have intense greed, then you enter into the rasa of nectar devotion. If you don't have greed, then you can't enter into nectar devotion. It won't be any more nectar. It will be nectar. You want to hear nice music. As Prabhupada sometimes, when he went in an airplane, sometimes he used to ask our Sruta Kirti Prabhu, different servants, he used to ask, how do you like this music? This Sarigama Padanisaram, natural Carnatic music and those kind of music used to come on the airplane. So then it's how is this music? Then Sotagirti Prabhu says, then if I say nice, then I'm gone. Prabhu will chastise. If I don't say, so that he is not used to reply. But sometimes initially when he replied, it's great, then sense gratification, Prabhupada used to immediately reply. And he said, it's not good. No, this is actually natural. So best way to hear this kind of music, Prabhupada used to say. This is the Prabhupada knows. That means we have attraction for other kind of music, but not chanting, not Prabhupada's, what Prabhupada has to say, but we have ears want to hear so many other things. So this is the cross thing. But the swans are always attracted after Paramahamsa. That's why we are not even interested in liberation. Dharmartha Kama Moksha is secondary. We are interested only Pancham Purushartha, how to give pleasure to Krishna. Then Krishna give, automatically, naturally get pleasure, naturally. That is always, it's two ways, it's not one way. So that is Moksha Labhutakrit. Then the fourth aspect is Sudurlava. It is extremely rare, Sudurlava, extremely rare to come to the pure devotion service. Because out of so many people, one may come to that Karma Mishra Bhakti. So many karmis, and out of that, so many jnanis. It's very rare even to come to that jnani, bahunam janmanam. Then out of the so many jnanis, then one may be mukta. Out of so many muktas, one may be bhakta. Out of so many also, it is very rare to find really attached, one who is performing attached bhakti with nishta, with asakti, great attachment, is trying to please God. Out of that, to find a pure devotee, extremely rare, extremely rare. So that's why we don't use that pure devotion, pure devotee loosely. It is not a loose. Devotee itself is a great, very tough to come to position of a devotee. We are all trying to become a devotee. To take the position of a devotee itself is very high. On top of it, if you take the position of a pure devotee, then we are in the wrong direction. So pure devotee position is given to Srila Prabhupada or great acharyas. Not even to Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, even Devarshis. No, it is even beyond. They never become conditioned against all odds, like Amrish Maharaj, like all our great acharyas from Rupa Goswami to Madhavendra Puri, Iswara Puri, all this acharya line. They never become conditioned. They never get it. They will go even to other planet to discuss and instruct Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all of them also. That is the position of their position is like that. So that's a pure devotee position. Pure devotee word should not be used for with anybody and anybody. Everybody. Jagat Guru we hear every day today. In modern day world, everybody is Jagat Guru. What qualification they have, whether they have pure devotion, whether they are following, but no, Jagat Guru title is applied to everybody. That's why it's called Visuddha Sattva. Only those who have in the platform Visuddha Sattva, for them only Jaivam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivraj Kaja Premadvani, that wording should be used. No one else should use that word. Prabhupada explains in that verse. Sattam Visuddham Vasudeva Sabdivam. If you look at the purport, you will see Prabhupada explain why somebody has to use Ashtotra, that Jaivam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivraj Kaja Ashtotra. That word is used only 1008. Has to be used only if he is in Visuddha Sattva platform. No one else can use that. So, but who's following? Hardly you will find people following that. They will glorify their guru with this, but even though they are not on the platform. So that's we have to know what Prabhupada has to say in everything, every aspect. Anyway, so Sudolo, that is extremely rare. You can't find such pure devotee, extremely rare. And then you have the next characteristic is Chandrananda Visheshatma. That means concentrated bliss. It gives so much ecstatic concentrated bliss. We are only relishing little bit, teeny bit, because we are not fully surrendered. We are not on the pure devotion. That's why we are not tasting the real bliss. If we are tasting real bliss, we will non-stop chanting. We are non-stop, like Prabhupada is chanting always. Always, he is always remembering. In Prabhupada told to Hridayananda Dasu, there was never a day I was not thinking of Krishna. There was never a time I was not thinking of Krishna, he said. And then he immediately changed the topic. Sometimes Prabhupada shares, sometimes pure devotee shares his pastimes. He reveals confidentially. And then immediately he will go to some other aspect. He will not be proud, but he will share sometimes to give the flavor, to just give some relishment and deep attachment so that they can practice it. So that to the disciples, especially those who are confidential, those who are deeply attached to spiritual master. Anyway, that is a Sandrananda Visheshatma, ecstatic concentrated bliss. So the result or characteristics of YouTube. Then the last one is it attracts Krishna, Sri Krishna Akarshani. So the last three characteristics, Sudurlava, very rare. Then Sandrananda Visheshatma in the book, I think in the Prabhupada's book, it is written in the third category, I think. Or Moksha Labhutakruti is written as fifth one, I think. And the sixth one, Sri Krishna, the fourth and sixth is the same, but I think fifth one, there is a shuffle between a few books. So Moksha Labhutakruti or Sandrananda Visheshatma. Sandrananda Visheshatma is ecstatic concentrated bliss, or Moksha Labhutakruti means beyond liberation. Liberation itself is rejected. In this way, we have to understand now the first characteristic, as you already heard from about the Klesagni, Subhata, and then I think Sandran, the Visheshatma. Now we'll discuss about Moksha Labhutakrit, which I explained about Belmangal Thakur. Short description you will see from Prabhupada. Maybe let's read that quick, and then we'll go through that. Hold on. Here, Prabhupada is explaining the six characteristics which we read just now. Pure devotion sorry brings immediate relief. This is a kleshagni. All kinds of material distresses or sinful activities or threefold misery, whatever you want to call. Pure devotions are the beginning of all auspicious. That's subhada, auspiciousness. And then pure devotion automatically puts one in transcendental pleasure. That is Sandrananda Visheshatma. And the fourth one is pure devotion rarely achieved. That is Sudurlava. That's why it's rare, extremely rare. And then the fifth character, this does in those in pure devotion service derived even conception of liberation. So, yeah, Narayana Parasarvate, Kutaschana Bibhada Sarga Porga Dwara Tulyartha Darsana. So, Sarga, they don't want even higher planet, lower planet, they're not interested in liberation either. So, And then the sixth character, pure devotee, devotion service is the only means to attract Krishna. That is Sri Krishna Akarshana. This is six characteristics. Now Prabhupada explains with examples. Where is that? Happiness. The rareness of pure devotion service. Yeah, Prabhupada gives, I think, 2-3 examples. So in the preliminary phase of spiritual life, there are different kinds of austerities, penances, and similar processes for attaining self-realization. However, even if an executor of these processes without any material desire, he still cannot achieve devotion service. It is extremely rare. In this Kali Yuga, that also problem statement you will see in 12th canto, we were discussing other day. Tasya anudinam dharmam satyam saucham kshama daya Kshama Daya, Kalena Balina Rajan, Nyamkshasi, Ayu Balastriyam. These 8 things every day gets reduced in Kali Yuga. Beginning to end, as we go to the end of Kali Yuga, it's hardly anything. Even now, out of 8, the truthfulness only little bit is there. Dharma, no more dharma. So-called dharma is there, but actual dharma nobody is following. Satya, truthfulness is also only that only, but that one pillar only, little bit is there. That also is going, we can already see. Saucham, cleanliness, where is the cleanliness? Daya, where is the daya, mercy? Kshama, forgiveness. Hardly you can see these 4 characteristics, and the 5th is dharma, 6, and then further it is mentioned that Kalena Balina Rajan, Parikshit, as Vishnu Pitama also mentioned same thing. Why are you suffering? You are directly, Krishna is there directly with you, but still you have went through suffering. That's why he said, Kalena, time factor, will of crowd is so strong, no one can overcome. You just go with it. You understand the process, you understand the difficulties will come for sure. You just go through the process, what is given by Acharya, and you tolerate it. So same thing, that's why he's telling Vishnu Pitama like that. Here also, Prabhupada is mentioning that these 8 problems, Kalena Balena, Sukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, it's so strong that time factor is so strong. No one can circumvent it. No one can go beyond its jurisdiction. Kalena Balina Rajan, Nyanksas every day it reduces. Ayu Balastriyam. I have 5 characters before, and then Ayu means age. As we go in Kali Yuga, the reduction of the age. People cannot live long. It's reducing already. Ayu Balam, strength, or material strength, spiritual strength. We don't have. That's why we have to seek mercy. Without mercy, we can't have strength. We want to chant, but no mercy, no strength is there in the body. How will you chant? No strength in the mind. How will you chant? So because mind is always thinking something, so many material objects also enjoyment. You can get up, so many things, we have so much weakness, so there's the whole building. Then how are we going to chant? Who is going to give shelter? Who's going to, on whose strength are we going to chant? So who's that? That we have to depend on Sri Prabhupada, Prabhupada Goswami, Vrinda Devi, Tulsi Maharani, Haridas Thakur, Sadasiv, Giriraj Govardhan. These are the personalities every day we have to submit. Before we chant, every day we have to submit. Then we get some strength by their mercy. That's why we chant in Tulsi Pranam prayer. That's why we chanted Hariharaya Nama. There also it is mentioned. We have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vichar Kariya Mana. Madhyastha Sri Bhagavat Pran. That also will come to that in the next characteristic. Anyway, so the Sudurlava, that's why it is extremely rare, as is explained here. Yeah, the 8 characteristics. This is the problem statement. 5 and first 5, as mentioned, Dharma, then Satyam, Saucham, Daya, Kshama, then Ayu, Balam, Sriyam. These 8 characters are every day getting reduced. Then what we have to do? So then we have to do actually chant the holy names of the Lord. Srunatam, Shraddhaya, Nityam, Kalena, Ati Dirghena, Bhagavan Visate Hrudi. Grananti Swachestam. We have to actually take it to the heart. There, Prabhupada explained that. One who is taking Srimad Bhagavatam very, very carefully in the heart, every day is hearing, for them, they can actually very easily attain Krishna. For them, they can see the Lord face to face. Prabhupada is making that point. 284. Canto 2, chapter 8, verse number 4. Srunotam Shraddhaya Nityam. Every day. Parikshit Maharaj heard 7 days, so I'm going to give a Bhagavad Saptah. No, every day. So Prabhupada never liked using this word Bhagavad Saptah. He always said, every day. Why 7 days? Why not every day? Because that is the instruction by Sukadeva Goswami. Nityam. Srunotam Shraddhaya Nityam. Grananti Swachestitam. Chesta means heart or consciousness. We have to accept in the heart. Madhyastha Bhagavad Pran. For one whose life every day Bhagavad Puran is there in his life, then he is living. Actually, he is breathing bhakti. Otherwise, he is not breathing bhakti. He is breathing something else. Karma, jnana, yoga, something, something. But he is not actually breathing bhakti. So that's why we have to take what Acharya gives. Then actually we can breathe bhakti, we can live bhakti, we can actually get some taste, some rasa, we can aswadana. Rasa aswadana means by Bhagavat every day. We have to do. So that's why here these things are mentioned. Austerities, penance, a similar process for attaining self-reliance. However, even if an executor of these processes without any materialist, he still cannot achieve devotion. Then how are you going to achieve? He is going to explain that. And aspiring by oneself alone, achieve devotion service is also not very hopeful because Krishna does not agree to award devotion service to merely anyone. Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement in his devotion service. Devotion service can in fact be attained only through the mercy of a pure devotee. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 19.151, what is that verse? We all should know. Brahmande Brahmate Kwan Bhagavan Ji, Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. That is the first verse is quoting, 19.151. It is said by the mercy of spiritual Guru and first Guru, then Krishna. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. But actually, in reality, first is Guru, then Vaishnava, then Krishna. Guru, Sadhu, Hari. So, initially, maybe Hari, we may get, but actually, how will we remember Hari? How will we come to Krishna? We don't even remember Krishna first. Somebody has given, either Tulsi Maharani or some devotee has given Ajnata Sukriti for us, knowingly or unknowingly. Then we, let me go to Krishna, let me, take his darshan, let me offer obeisance, let me bring something. That also happened through devotee only. We can't directly come. So that's why first Guru only, Guru and Sadhu, then only Krishna. So that's why Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. Vishwanath Chakravarti, that's how he takes always the position of the devotee side. He doesn't take Lord because Lord is very cunning. He is expert in cheating and everything. In Vrindavan Leela we see. So that's why he always takes the position of devotee. Then we will never lose. If we take directly jump to Krishna and catch hold of Krishna, he can give us up and run away easily. But if we catch hold of his devotees, then he can't run away. He's getting caught. Like Yasodamai caught hold of Krishna. So that's the position. Our position should be always attached to Krishna's dear devotees, Krishna's Antaranga Bhaktas. Then we are also in his internal group. We have to be part of his internal group. Then he can't get run away from us. He has to be there. He has to be there to shower his mercy. So that is the key. However, we read that, and as Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness, that also, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement in his devotion service. Sorry, first paragraph is done. The rarity of devotion service also confirmed in Tantra Shastra, where Lord Shiva says to Sati, "My dear Sati, if one is a very fine philosopher analyzing different processes of knowledge, he can achieve liberation from the material entanglement. By performance of ritualistic sacrifice recommended in the Vedas, one can be elevated to the platform of pious activity, thereby enjoy the material comforts of life to the fullest extent. But all such endeavors can hardly offer anyone devotion service to the Lord, not even if one tries it by such process for many, many thousands of births. It is not possible. They may try, so-called, but it is not going to happen. Then he gives example. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first he gave the example that one needs, first you surrender to Guru. Then, that is the first step is done. Then what is the second step is given? In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj that merely by personal efforts or by personal effort, Matirna Krishna, Parata Sutova, by your own efforts, you can do. You can do sit at home and read. Okay, we have to read. But that's not just enough. You have to be in the association and hear. Materna Krishna, then Parata Sutova. Neither others instructing you can take up. Then how are you going to take up? Or by the instructions of higher authorities, one cannot attain. Then how can you attain? Then he's explaining to the stage, one must become blessed by the dust of the. This is also famous verse. This is in the 7th canto, chapter 5, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, verse number, I think, 32. 23 to 24 is famous prayers from Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Achanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanived. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhagavat Ched, Navalakshana, Tan Manye, Aditam, Uttamam. Tat Bhagavati Arda Tanmanya Adinotam. One must first surrender, then chant. Surrender, then hear. Surrender, service. First submit, first offer obeisance, pray for strength and mercy, then you do something. If you do directly, the result will be different. You'll have weakness. You'll have anarthas. Mind will run here and there. First submit. That's what that verse is saying. We all know, I know 9 limbs, but are we following first, surrendering first and doing the process? Are we doing directly the process? So this we have to see. Every day we have to see. Not a day, single day we should miss. We directly pick up the beads and chant. Not directly do service, directly jump to the altar, directly cook. Directly, there is no direct. First submit only, then only. If you want real bhakti, first submit. Then you talk about actually doing something. Anushalana means first submit. Then you do something. So that is the key point here. He's quoting that verse 7:5:32. Mahiyasam padarajobhishekam nishkinchana na pranita yavat. One who is nishkinchana means he doesn't think that he possesses anything. He thinks that my only shelter is Acharya and Krishna. So that's what he does. He never thinks that he has actual pure devotion. That is it. We have to take shelter of that pure devotee. Srila Prabhupada, all our acharyas, Acharya Parampara. That's when Narottam Das Thakur is submitting. Always he is submitting. He never said, I am pure devotee. Neither Rupa Goswami said that. That's why in 6 Goswami Astakam, you will see that. They are running. They are always thinking, where is Krishna? Where is Srimadran? Where are the Lalita and Vishaka? They are searching. They have never said that we have found Krishna. We have found, we are in the association. We are actually seeing. They never said that. They always said that we are searching. We are trying to. So that is the position of actual pure devotee says like that. We only in the beginning stage, we think we are already elevated. So, but that's not the characteristics of the pure. That is the second point, important point. Now let's see the third example. In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th chapter, verse number 18, Narada also says to Yudhishthira, my dear king, it is Lord Krishna, known as Mukunda, who is eternal protector of the Pandavas. And he is talking about Muktim Dadati na Karichit Nasma Bhakti Yogam. Mukti, liberation is ready to give. Anybody, he may give. But when it comes to actual pure devotion, himself, he won't give it. Na Bhakti Yogam. Mukti Dadati Karichit Mukunda, but na Bhakti Yogam. He is not going to give himself to anyone so easily. But if at all, if he does, Tasmad Ekena Manasa, if he does with one point of attention, only Krishna. That's why in the altar also, so many pictures don't keep. Our mind is already weak. Mind is running here and there. You have every picture on the altar. Then where you are going to concentrate when you are looking at? At least even if you have, put in the center, who are you are trying to concentrate? Radha Krishna, Gaur Nitai. Always through Gaur Nitai you should have. Always we should have Prabhupada picture, Murti, and then you have to have Parampara, and then you should have Gaur Nitai. Pictures is fine. You don't need to have deities, Murtis. Pictures is fine. And then you should have, if you want, you can have Radha Krishna or Jagannath Baldev Sudra Maharani. The center should be always what Acharya has given. Ideally, we should have Gaur Nitai, Radha Krishna or Lord Jagannath Baldev Sudra. These are the generally Srila Prabhupada has installed. Most of the places installed first Gaur Nitai, then Radha Krishna or Jagannath Baldev Sudra Maharani. But first Gaur Nitai, because Gaur Nitai, through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only, actually we can get Krishna Prema. We can actually become strong. Otherwise, we are so weak. So that's why we have to follow. The process we have to follow. Keep the altar clean. Everything else, put it on the side. You can have another altar. No problem. But main altar, focus. Our focus only. Tasmad Ekena Manasa. 1 point attention. This is 1, 2, 14. Canto 1, chapter 2, verse number 40. Very important verse. Then there is another verse also. Here it is not mentioned, in another place Prabhupada is mentioning. Tatran Vaham Krishna Kata Pragayatam Anugrahena Asranavan Manohara Tas Hridaya Ame Anupadam Visrunvata. This is in Canto 1, chapter 5, verse number, I think, 26 or 35. I think 35. This is Narada Muni is explaining his own example, and he is telling, there Prabhupada explains. If one wants to see Krishna, then he must follow like Narada. He can very quickly attain Krishna Prema, very quickly. Because there he talks about it, the 1, 2, not sir, 1, 2, 1, 6. 1 minute, hold on. That I'll mention clearly. Because these are important points we have to read again and again. so that we make sure that every day in our practice we are so fixed up. We don't move here and there. We pick up some book or the other. We do some kirtan or the other. Our mind is always chanchal. We don't want to do anything fixed. Prabhupada's schedule, see, look at Prabhupada's schedule. Very fixed up. Every day, same thing. Doesn't matter. Body is shivering. What body is doing, he doesn't care. He's sitting and doing same thing exactly. So obviously we can't do is that pure devotion, but at least we should try. We should try. We have to force our body every day, no matter what. This is how I'm chanting. This is when I'm reading. No matter what, I sleep late, but I have to finish this. I have to finish this. This is how. Practice has to be very rigid. Otherwise, it's very extremely rare. And there was 1:6. What is that verse? 1:5:26. That is the verse. That purport. Look at the purport. One can get spiritual success by turning his attention to the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. By hearing the narration of the pastimes of the Lord, one contacts directly the personality of Godhead. And as explained before, by hearing about the personality of Godhead from within, all accumulated sins of the mundane creature all cleared. Thus, being cleared of all sins, the hearer gradually becomes liberated from mundane association and becomes attracted to the features of the Lord. One can attain the highest perfection of life simply by attentive hearing of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. See, the first one is attentive hearing. And then he says, from whom? From the right sources. As Sri Narada Muni heard, the form from the pure devotees, Bhakti Vedantis. Sorry. This I can't even move this. I don't know why. Pure devotees, Bhakti Vedantis in his previous life. This process of hearing in the association of devotees is especially recommended in this age of pearl. Yeah, this is 1:5:26. Yeah, this is the important verse. Prabhupada is clearly stating that it is so important to be in the association of devotees, especially that's why we should try to hear from Sri Prabhupada at least 5-10 minutes a day, even more, one verse a day, and try to note the points. Try to note the point, note the verse, try to repeat it. Mind has to be engaged. If you don't give engagement to the mind, mind is going to turn into all kinds of things. Prasangam ajaram pasam atmano kavayo vidu sayeva sadhu sukut moksha dwaram apavratam. Ajaram pasam, his mind is so, that's the mind has to be beaten with shoe. That's why Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur said. Because mind is going to run into all kinds of things. That mind has to be engaged rightly. We don't, it has to be forced. Mind has to be forced. Because we are not having that cultivation every day. Same practice we are not able to follow. So that's why it has to be forced. Wake up at this time only. Chant at this time. Read at this time. Sit at this place only. One point attention means like that only. You have very rigid, strict practices. I will eat only this. I will only eat this much. Like that. Practice has to be slowly, gradually come. Okay, once in a while, fine. Weekend is fine. Maybe fine. We have to practice slowly, gradually. We have to come into that. We don't have much time. We don't know how long. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I don't know. Maybe days. We don't know how long. So that's why the practice has to be gradual. We have to become very strong, rigid in our practice. That's what tasmad ekena manasa means. One point attention. When will you get one point attention? When we are in the taking right shelter, we are surrendering every day. We are submitting. We are sincerely praying. We are crying and praying. Then actually it comes. So that's why it is extremely rare. Prabhupada is quoting that na sadhayati verse. Rarity of pure devotion service. The last point, last verse is quoting 5th canto. Yeah, Narada Muni is quoting. He's telling that basically you are, because you are yadus. Yeah, no one can actually see. Krishna is personally there with you. That's why he's telling. My dear king, it is Lord Krishna, known as Mukunda, who is the eternal protector of the Pandavas and Yadus, is also your spiritual master and instructor in every respect. He is the only worshipful God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is the director of all of your activities, both individual and familiar. But what's more, he sometimes carries out your orders. And as if your messenger, who will carry? Because he's been actually controlled. Lord is being controlled by their devotion, intense devotion, because they served the devotees. Their whole life is to serve. Even in the forest also they are serving devotees. So that's why our duty is to serve also devotees and our spiritual master. So anything, whatever service we have to take, we will take it up. Bride will take up. Doesn't matter rain or shine. He is the only worshipful God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is the director of all your activities. Both in My dear king, how very fortunate you are because of others. All these favors given to you by the Supreme Lord would not even dreamt of. The purport to this verse is that Lord easily offers liberation, but he rarely gives to offer a soul devotion service. Because by devotion service, the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee. That is a muktim dadati karichit sma na bhakti yogam. He will give liberation, but he won't give the pure devotion too easily. Next characteristic, already very late. Let me quickly finish, wrap it up in 5 minutes. The happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. This is the moksha labhitakrit. That I guess we are already covered. Not merging into Brahman appellants, not attaining even 5 kinds of liberation. Obviously, Sahaja, we know devotee wants. They may want Sarupya, Salokya, Sarasti, Samipya, means close to the Lord, Samipya. Because in Vaikuntha also there are so much place. It's not even material world is nothing comparison. So vast place. It doesn't mean that you enter into Vaikuntha, doesn't mean that every day you're going to see face to face Lord Vishnu. No. No. That is Samipya means you will be close to it. Because there are 7 gates. Even within that also, the 7th gate you are enter, that's where Lord Vishnu is there. So you may not see every day Lord Vishnu. You may say he is devotees, you may be serving, but not necessarily that you are face to face seeing. So Samipya means you are close. Yeah, you are seeing. So regularly. Sarupya means same form as the Lord. That doesn't mean that everything, all 100% exactly like what Lord is wearing, Lord is having. Some differences are there. Salokya, same planet as the Lord. Saropya, same form as the Lord. Sarasti, same opulence as the Lord. Again, even that also not 100%. Some opulence will have. So in this, but devotee is not interested in any of this. He is interested only to give pleasure to Krishna. So that's why the happiness, moksha lagtak, we derived even the Brahma, Sukh, Brahma and the Sukh. So that's what Prabhupada is explaining. Now the attracting Krishna. This is a Sri Krishna Akarshani. Rupa Goswami has stated that devotion service attracts even Krishna. Krishna attracts everyone, but devotion service attracts Krishna. Who attracts Krishna? Srimad Radharani. Srimad Radharani always engaging Lalita and Vishaka. Who Lalita and Vishaka are serving? Rupa Goswami. So that's why we follow Rupa Goswami. Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur is serving under Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is serving under, that's why he's called 7th Goswami, because who has revealed Saranagat. Without Saranagat, you can't actually really perform. You will not have strength to perform devotion service, nor chanting, nor hearing, nor service, nothing. You will have the actual real Shakti, energy to do it. Only if you surrender. And you opened up what are the anarthas, what is the position of devotee, what is the position of the material energy, why we are conditioned, everything he opened up. Every detail pretty much he has given. That's why it's called 7th Goswami. He can explain every aspect of everything pretty much. He opened up every aspect in great detail. Everything was explained. So Prabhupada has taken all that his purports and given an easier commentary in more in English terms, simplified the language. When we read Prabhupada's books, then we'll get all the essence of all that in the purports of the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. But if you don't read, then you can get what Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given everything. So it's called Madan Mohan, is explaining about Srimati Radharani, which means that he's so attractive that he can defeat the attraction of thousands of cupids, but Radharani is still more attractive, but she can attract even Krishna. Therefore, devotees call her Madan Mohan Mohini, the attractor of the cupid. To perform devotion service means to follow in the footsteps of Radharani. So that's why that verse of nectar of instruction is also important. That goes hand in hand with this Anya Vilash Sunya, which is the verse तन्नाम रूप चरितादि सुकीर्तना अनुस्मृत्यो तद अनुराग again तिष्ठन भजे तद अनुराग जनान अनुगामी again repeatedly it comes 3 times तद अनुगामी जनानुगामी कालम नयेदिति उपदेश सारम. This is essence. So Rupa Goswami is writing both the books, both goes hand in hand. If you don't follow nectar of instruction, then you can't actually develop nectar devotion either. So that's why both books goes hand in hand. Follow very clearly what Rupa Goswami. Following the footsteps of Radharani means following the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. Devotees in Vrindavan put themselves under the care of Radharani in order to achieve perfection in their devotion service. Because in Vrindavan they chant Radhe Radhe, that doesn't mean that today onwards we are going to chant Radhe Radhe. No, Prabhupada never followed that. Prabhupada might have said to some in Vrindavan, but he never said Radhe Radhe. What did he said? Most of the time he said Hare Krishna. That's what we have to follow. Whatever Prabhupada has given, don't conquer, don't add, subtract. Follow what Prabhupada has given. Then only we have perfection. We can actually attain something. Otherwise, you come up with what Rajwas is doing, we have adhikar? No, we don't have that adhikar. Then why we want to follow what who has adhikar? Don't have adhikar. Prabhupada knows what is our adhikar. That's why we have to follow what he has given us. In other words, devotion service is not an activity of the material world. It is directly under the control of Radharani. In Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that Mahatmas is talking about Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, Daivim Prakrita Bhajantya Ananya Manaso. Who is that Mahatma? Is talking indirectly Radharani. Mahatmanastu Mam Partha, Daivim Prakritam. Who is that Daivi Prakriti? Mahatmas are taking whose shelter? They are taking shelter of Radharani under the guidance of Rupa Goswami. So that's what he's explaining indirectly in this Daivi Prakriti means. Radharani is expansion Durga Devi, internal energy, Yogamaya, Mahamaya, but he's talking about Devi Maya, which is internal energy, Yogamaya, that is Srimati Radharani. She is the in charge of actually. If she approves, then Krishna approves. So Rupa Goswami approves, Prabhupada approves, even if we have some bad qualities, even though we are not 100% purified at the end of life, then Prabhupada says, here you go, he's the vakil, he's the lawyer. He says, okay, all right, judge, my lord, he is approved, he has done this, you have to accept him. No more. He cannot have put in prison house. Okay. Then Srimad Radharani approves it, then Lord has to approve. He has no choice. So that's why we have to be under the shelter of Prabhupada and 6 Goswami. Then no matter however, maybe if Prabhupada approves, then we are approved. We can enter into Vaikuntha. So no questions asked. Whether we are 100% pure or not, that is the discretion of Prabhupada. So if you are attached to Prabhupada and follow as much as try our best to follow, then if your weakness is there, that is secondary. But trying our best to follow Prabhupada and giving pleasure to Prabhupada, that is what we wanted. I think we'll stop here already at 17. But the essence we have told already here. The final attention is Tasmad Ekena Manaha. 1 point attention, only concentrate on Radha Shyam Shri Gaurnitai, Jagannath Baldev Sudra, through Sri Prabhupada and 6 Goswamis, then actually we can attain the perfection and we can actually attract Krishna, because we are so much attached to Prabhupada and his instruction, then definitely we are going to attain. Impossible will become possible. Otherwise, impossible will stay as impossible only. So with that, we'll stop here. So much to talk about, even though it's simple 16. It is not simple. It's extremely difficult to actually understand these characteristics. Theoretically, it seems everything it's great to hear, but when it comes to practice, we can realize how much anarthas we have, how much weakness we have. We can finish 16 rounds in quality. Neither we can hear attentively, neither we can remember a verse, neither we can remember the essence of what Krishna. When we touch the deities, our mind is somewhere else. We don't know what we are doing. We'll finish up the service and go back home again, do the same thing, but our attention is not there. So our attention is there, everything will be perfect. Look at Mayapur Dham, look at how deities are worshipped, everything is done. So we know what attention is there, what quality is there, because it is happening under the shelter of His Grace Jananivas. So under his care, obviously this is holy Dham, but we have a lot to learn. Like that, each and everything we have to actually take full shelter, capture the lotus feet of our Acharya, Parampara, then only actually we can do something. Otherwise, we can never improve our service, any service. Neither we improve chanting, nor our dealings with Vaishnavas. We can't improve in any aspect. We don't take full shelter. If we take full shelter, we can improve pretty much everything. Impossible will become possible. So that is the essence of nectar devotion. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Gandhara, Srimad. Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakti ki jai. Let's offer our obeisance to Antakoda Vaishnava. Vancha Kalpataru Besya, Kripa Sindhu Beyoja. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.
Yeah. Thank you, Krishna Namananda Prabhu, for a class. Devotees, anything anybody would like to add? Any questions? Any reflections? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Babu, Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
Yes, Prabhu. Good.
Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, you already mentioned that pure devotee is the our devotion will be the devotion is the pure devotion is the above the all the liberation related. We no reject the liberations actually. We need only the love with the Lord, and we need the service with the Lord. We need the service. We need to
Yeah.
serving the Lord only always. That is our mood, and that
Yeah.
will be the pure devotee's mood. But can you one time you mentioned that the Bhakti Vinod Thakur, pure devotee already today also mentioned that pure devotee can go to the discuss the devotional service about the Shastra and everything with Lord Shiva and others. So Bhakti
Yeah.
Vinod Thakur did that. You already one time you mentioned that. Is that there is any incident Bhakti Vinod Thakur did that?
Yes, it is. I don't remember exactly where it is mentioned. I think it is in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book. He is explaining to his son, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. He is giving his example that I had to go one time when the discussion as the question arises between Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Yamraj in I think in Yamaloka. They are discussing one confusion on the 9.30 verse. Abhichetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananyabhak sadhureva samanta samyak vyavasito hisa. Abhichetsu duracharo bhajate. You are saying Suduracharo is engaged in evolving activity. On top of it, you are saying Ananya Bhakt. How is this possible? If he is Ananya Bhakt, then how can he commit sinful activity? This doesn't, go hand in hand. It is confusing. It's not. It is not actually. It doesn't make sense. They're not able to understand. So that's how then Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains. On that point, he's narrating, he's explaining to Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. That's Sagamati Goswami. So it is not because in pure devotee also there are various levels. When you see in Brahad Bhagavatam, they will see that Maharaj Janmejaya Uttara's conversation there is explained. Even Prema, Prematama, Prematura, Premottama, like that 5 or 6 layers, even within that Prema Bhaktas also. So all the way up to goes to Lalita and Vishaka to Srimati Radharani. So Sudurajara, then he gives I think 3 categories of examples there. One could be in Bhava Bhakti, one could be because he could be practicing pure devotional service, but he hasn't actually, he still has some tinge, some still little tinge. He's not attained at Krishna Prema yet. He could be accidentally committing some sinful activity. It is not his fault. Somehow by accident it has happened. He is Ananya Bhakta. He is trying to practice the Ananya Bhakti. His only shelter is Krishna. He's only doing what Acharya says, what Shastra is telling. He is trying. He is almost there, but just 0.1% or so. Just like that. Then he quotes the Bharat Maharaj example. He quotes the Bilamangal Thakur example. So few other examples. So that means there are three different categories. He explains that why this verse is actually is right. What is explaining that even one could be in Bhava platform, he may by mistake. We should never deride that person. However, he may fall down accidentally. Don't laugh. The Lord Brahma's sons laughed it. Then they had to enter into another, demoniac species of life because they laughed at pure devotee, Lord Brahma. So we should never laugh because somebody has committed abominable activity. But how do we know whether he's actually, because we may commit also, we may think that this verse applies to me. I'm also pure devotee. No, there again he quotes that if one who is a conditioned stage is actually, you will not have actual strength. That's why those who are left Krishna consciousness while being Prabhupada was there. If they never come back, that means it tells that they are not practicing what Prabhupada is telling. If they are practicing, when they left immediately, hardly in few months, at least in a few months or so, they will come back. Because that Sukrut, the Unmukhi, they will not do Unmukhi, they will become Paranmukhi. They will be, they will not have taste. If somebody has a taste, like Bhagat Maharaj, even if he fall down, he still remembers. Even on the deer platform, he has a deer also, he remembers. Even as a Brahman also, he remembers Jada Bharata. So because he is not he's performed a bond, he became attached and he fell down, but by accidentally. But it's not any other fault is there. There are 2 ways Acharyas explain. One is by Lord's will it has happened to bring him quickly to back to Godhead, like in Vrtrasura also it happened. Different Acharyas explain different ways. But either way, they are not, they accidentally committing. They are in the Ananya Bhaktas. 1% less or point, very, very close. Little tinge is there to come to that highest stage. So in that way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I don't remember the exact all three categories, but in this way, it tells about those who are in the Bhava Bhakti, those who are in the Asakti platform, Ruchi and Asakti, but not at pure devotee, but still they are Ananya Bhaktas. They are practicing Ananya Bhakta. They use Sanskrit terms, three different. I'll have to look it up. I don't remember the exact terms and the categories he defined, but three categories is defining within that Ananya Bhaktas. How they may commit abominable activity, they may fall down, but their bhakti is still intact. They pick up very quickly. They don't go back to material condition of life because they are not they are in bhakti unmukhi still. The one who is fell down with prarabdha karma because of sinful activity, they are not in the below nishta and ruchi. One who is below nishta, one who is on the anardhanivurti stage, he can fall down because he has lost the taste. He has offended, or whatever the case may be, some abominable activities through anardhanivurti, then he can fall down. It may take time, maybe lifetimes also. But one who has fallen down from bhava, asakti, ruchi, they immediately pick up because their taste is still there. Their platform is ananya bhakti already. Because Nishta onwards, that's why spiritual master is also in this category. Anywhere from Nishta all the way to Krishna Prema. But we don't need to look at whether Guru is in this position or that. Guru will do Guru's job. Servant, our Das, our position is Das. We have to do our job. Because everybody is submitting to Prabhupada, then Prabhupada will take care. Who will go where, when he will attain Krishna, that he will take care. But our job is to follow what Prabhupada has given, then we can attain. So without any question. Is that clear?
Yes, Prabhu. So this incident happened for with Bhakti Vinod Thakur, right? Bhakti Vinod Thakur went to that higher planetary system and did that explain that thing, Lord Shiva
Yes.
and and Brahma.
Yes. You believe it or not believe it?
No. It is believable because this is Acharya, right? Acharya, sixth,
It's up to
70.
Goswami. So what is where is the question of not believing? First of all, on this point we don't even need to discuss much because our discussion should be on Sravanam and Kirtanam and chanting. How we can actually improve our chanting, how we can improve our hearing, how we can improve our service. This is higher discussion. I might have mentioned just as a point to mention that why is he called Seventh Goswami? Because Seventh Goswami is mentioned because he could go anywhere, he could discuss. Siddhanta is crystal clear on each and every aspect. There was no ambiguity for him. But those who are even great demigods, maybe Mahajanas, pure devotees, is even some of them are even above Mahajanas. Because there are different levels. What Mahajanas could not comprehend, but pure devotees can comprehend. As per directly assisting Lalita and Vishaka, they can know. They know because they are directly resisting Srimad Radha and they are direct associates. They will know everything in and out because they are discussing directly every day confidential pastimes. So that's why their position is higher. Just to reveal why they are called Seventh Goswami, I had mentioned. But this is not our topic for discussion. Our topic is how I can improve my chanting, hearing, service, seva. If we have question, let's discuss on that. Otherwise, neither I am qualified to discuss on that, neither you are qualified to discuss on these points. Who are
Sure,
we
Prabhu.
to discuss about Bhaktivinoda Thakur?
Okay, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu. Forgive me.
Not Pranam. No, we need to know. We need to know. That's all. Nothing to be sorry about. What we should know. What we should ask. What should we aspire for? Yeah, this forum is to discuss and ask. No problem in asking, but we should clarify. Sorry for being blunt, but I have to be blunt. That's how Prabhupada is. I have to make the point clear for me, for you also. So next time I shouldn't even bring that point so that I should not give that example. Otherwise, we'll have questions on that.
Sure, Prabhu.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes, go ahead, Prabhu. No problem.
No. I mean, just asking. Anybody else has any other question? Or you have follow-up question? Go ahead.
But this type of example, Prabhu, I know that we don't discuss about that. This is only cementing our faith also more. much with the
Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Acharya, they should be, first of all, we should have faith. So Prabhupada is a great Acharya. Not only great, he is empowered Acharya. He is mentioned as Sektavish Avata in Brahma Vaivat Pran, quoted by our Prabhupada disciples. So if who is there in the Prabhupada's line is above the Prabhupada, then what is there to even think about whether he went there or not? When Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur itself is mentioning that he is seeing in the moon planet how much they are suffering, what they are going through. He wants to go there and preach when he looked at the moon. If he is talking about that, then when his father, when his Acharya above him, then what is his position? We have to understand, their position is not at a ordinary level. When their names are mentioned, even Nayana Manjari or Guna Manjari, direct associate Lalita and Vishaka, that means you can understand what is the position of Srimati Radharani, what is the position of Lalita and Vishaka. We cannot even go there. So that is the highest position. They can go anywhere, they can reveal anything because they are confidential associates of Radha and Krishna. So everything is revealed to them. Very clear, no ambiguity, no confusion.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam to everyone.
So let's keep strong faith on the Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. It's very difficult to chant the holy names of the Lord properly. We don't have faith on our Acharya. We should just accept it, that whatever in our line from Srila Prabhupada and above, and even Srila Prabhupada disciples, accept that they are submitting, they are presenting what Srila Prabhupada, they are trying their best to present. So neither we can compare any Acharya. That also is not a good process to compare one Acharya versus another Acharya either. So each one has their own because they come with a specific purpose. Each Acharya, Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, Sri Prabhupada, each Acharya comes with a specific purpose depending on time, place, circumstance. They present certain things, they open up certain things. So they are in their unique position. So yeah, that's how we don't even compare between Acharya. We look at each of them separately, individually. Some of them are only called Prabhupada. So titles are given also specifically for a specific purpose. Anyways, any other questions? Otherwise, let us conclude.
Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees. It's already 8:30. If there is nothing else, let's conclude today's session. Thank you, Krishna Namananda Prabhu. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhubheva Padidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Andaraj Shri Bhakti Rasamaka Sindhu ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Kodi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanandi. Hari Hari Bo.
Very well. Thank you all.
Okay.